Hey all, welcome to my channel. I know the show has been out for quite some time on Netflix. I meant to do a review. I had a review somewhere, but I lost the video, so I'm gonna have to do it over again, basically. And the other factor is I couldn't upload because the fact is like YouTube had blocked me, gave me a strike, so I couldn't upload videos or such. And I think when I uploaded it, I deleted it thinking it was going to be there, but it looks like it doesn't save when you upload, even though you have a strike. It doesn't save when you can like re-release it. So the show itself, basically, from Netflix perspective, let's be blunt. First and foremost, the manga translation to anime, it's always on par or dead on to the point where like it's great. And usually, a lot of the cases with the anime, then you have like the openings. Sometimes with the opening titles, opening theme songs, sometimes they're pretty good actually. So, but the translation from anime or even manga, for that matter, directly to live action has always been a complete bust, and especially in the Western world, it's always been a complete failure. Case in point, Dragon Ball Evolution, the worst out of them all so far. Then when Netflix tried to like, you know what, let's take some animes that were popular and see if we can translate them to live action. And two of them, of course, were Cowboy Bebop and Death Note. Death Note, complete utter failure. I mean, not as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution, but complete failure. And then, of course, with Cowboy Bebop, it was okay to an extent, but it didn't have what you wanted that would made it so special on the anime's part as well as the manga part, basically, quite honestly. I mean, they tried to keep the essence of it, but it wasn't there. And I think one of the things was they should have worked with the creators of Cowboy Bebop, the writer, I forgot his name, and for the anime as well, too, because in that essence, you could have kept not that essence, but they could have kept that essence of what Cowboy Bebop was about, and it unfortunately failed as a result of it. I mean, of course, one of the things is when you translate from live action try live action from anime, you don't want to repeat the story over again. You kind of make some modifications, of course, and that's the same. Similarly what happened with One Piece, basically. It doesn't follow the manga and anime directly, but it keeps the essence. And this is one of the things where Ichiro Oda basically had a hard say into the show, basically, from Netflix. And Netflix made the smart move of utilizing him, basically, because one of the things is I feel it was a complete success. They captured the essence of One Piece. And the other factor let's not forget, the actors also play a big factor as well, too. I think they got the actors correctly in this place. It played out really well. Now, the one character that I wasn't too keen on was the Shanks character. I don't remember his name, but I don't think he played him that well. I don't think he captured the essence of Shanks, quite honestly. But outside of that, everyone else I think was pretty almost impressive, dead on almost in a ways. The Luffy character, the Sanji character, the Zoro character, as well as Nami character. Those actors and actresses that play them were pretty good, actually, surprisingly really good. Even the character that played Garp. Now, they introduced Garp very early on. And I was like, kind of wondering, is that the right move? But then, reality speaking, everyone that's been on the manga, been on the anime, already know who Garp is. So, it makes sense to introduce him at that point. The one thing, though, is it would have been great if they had included the... I mean, they, if they had included the... not East Blue arc, because this was the East Blue arc. I forgot the arc's name now. Logetown arc in this season, because going from Logetown, then you go into the next arc season, basically, which is all of the Grand Line. And it would have been great if they kept that. I mean, one of the things is they introduced, the Baroque works originally in the first episode through Zoro, basically. I'm like, okay, kind of in place. It's a little putting in place of there. Similarly, the Buggy character. Now, that one I thought was really great. I thought that was really done really well. And I think they captured that character correctly to the point where it's impressive how they did it. Now, with the whole arc of the... Sorry, I had to pause there. But one of the two arcs that it sort of captured in ways and yet didn't capture in ways was the Barity arc and the Arlong Park arc. Now, the Arlong Park arc, I felt it could have been a little bit longer, but it made sense because you had so much within the budget, and that's the sad part. Because when they fall under the budget, you sometimes have to cut things out. That's the reason why the Logtown arc had to be cut out. Hopefully, it does really well in season 2. We know there's going to be a season 2. The Barati arc actually is also another factor as well too. I would have loved to seen the Barati arc, have a little bit longer as well too. Because let's not forget, like there were some characters there that should have been there, but they were introduced much earlier. I mean, also the aspect of like the Syrup Village arc. One of the characters there was I forgot his name now. That joined the captain basically, and you recognize the captain. He was excluded out there, and he was kind of a funny character too. And I thought they should have had him there, but unfortunately they didn't. But I mean, you could see why he didn't fit into this story for the live action. It made sense. I mean, it would have been great he was there because again, a little bit of comic relief, but at the same time, you got the buggy clown character basically. So that was great. The one thing that I would say that's a drawback that I feel is a little bit where I wasn't too keen on was some of the characterizations of Shanks's crew more than anything else. I think they maybe could have done a little bit better, but I mean, because remember, early on, Shanks' character, you think of him as like a goofball, basically. But then when, with the crocodile or the shark or whatever sea beast that comes in and takes his arm, it's one of those things where they show to the point of, oh, hey, look, like he is serious, he is a strong character. But they don't exactly say how strong of a character. And I don't want to say it's anything wrong with it. It's just, I felt they could have made him a little bit more goofier, quite honestly, more than anything else. And then the Kobe character as well too. I think that could have been. It kind of made sense in that perspective. What he was. I mean, it will be interesting to see what they do down the line, how they change the character as well too. The whole Orangetown arc. I mean, it was interesting, to say the least. Quite honestly, as well as Romance Dawn. I mean, those two arcs were interesting. That how they can try to combine it into condense it into 2 episodes basically in Netflix. But overall, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed Netflix's rendition of One Piece. I'll be interesting to see what they do with season 2, and specifically how they're going to do with Tony Chopper, because that'll be interesting to see. Because if it's going to be CGI, sad part is it's going to eat a lot into the budget. And then of course with that, you've got the Worship Island arc and Reverse Mountain, and seeing how that works off, as well as Whiskey Peak, and then of course Little Garden, if they put that into place. That'll be interesting to see. Or will all of season 2 mostly be about Alabasta? The Alabasta arc. I mean, let's not forget, I liked Whiskey Peak and of course the Little Garden arc. Those are pretty, even though they're kind of side stories in ways, they still play into it, because you get the feel of what down the line what Oda was setting up basically. And that's why I would love to see that as well too. And then let's not forget, of course, seeing Baroque works and seeing how Princess Vivi is introduced. I'm kind of curious to see who they get as that character as well too, for Princess Vivi. And I'm kind of curious who the voice will be for Chopper, because let's be honest, I mean, it's going to be all CGI. So hopefully the CGI will be not as expensive, not to eat into the budget, that they can, get all the other arcs in place, specifically the Alabasta arc. And it's a question of how they do that Alabasta arc at that point for season 2, because it's got to be season 2 for Alabasta arc. If they don't, it'll be sad to see. And introducing Smoker, and then of course Ace, that will be another aspect as well too. Will they introduce Fire Fist Ace in season 2 in the Alabasta? Because in the manga and in the anime you saw him, but will they want to introduce him here, or will they introduce him a little bit later? But with that, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the One Piece? Netflix's version of One Piece. I'm sorry. Let me know what your thoughts are. Did you like it? Do you think they keep in line and the essence of what One Piece is? Or do you think, they could have done better? Or was it a complete fail? Or was it at least better than Cowboy Bebop, what Netflix tried to do with Cowboy Bebop? And let's say this. If Netflix's One Piece does really well, don't be surprised for Netflix to go with Naruto basically that one. They're gonna put the Naruto arc in there. That's what a Naruto storyline and make it a live animation. If not them, maybe Amazon. If not Amazon, maybe Hulu. Because I think One Piece is just showing how good it is, and I think if Netflix gains the popularity that it does, look for Amazon to push out and get it as well too. And I would not be surprised if Amazon makes a play for Dragon Ball and their Dragon Ball, the whole Dragon Ball saga, and try to create that aspect as well too. It's going to be a little bit hard, but let's not be surprised about that. And of course, Bleach. That'll be interesting to see how that works at that point as well too, because it's like the big five at this point, and like then there's JoJo Cousin and all that stuff. So all that stuff will come into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, sorry, and then Kurigan and all that stuff. It'll be interesting to see how those play into in this aspect as well too. Honestly, I would like to see some of the not lower end, but like nothing's lower end. More of the non-truly popular, but still niche markets, like Black Lagoon. That was pretty funny. I mean, that was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it thoroughly as well too, and more so. I would love to see them do Samurai Champloo. If anyone could do Samurai Champloo, I think Amazon or Netflix can do it really well, because you can't really goof on that. And it's more samurai more than anything else. And like, let's see how that works out at that point. It would be great and interesting to see how that works. And honestly, that budget, you won't lose as much with the budget in that situation. I think you'll gain a lot of popular people with that part. Unless they did a Samurai Champloo live action rendition, which I haven't seen. There are variations of it, of course. Or themes about it, or thematic scenes from it, but I don't see it in that ways that I would love to see it at that point. And let's be honest, it was a pretty good anime as well too. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Again, let me know your thoughts on the One Piece. Netflix's One Piece and Netflix's One Piece's version, live action version. Compared to the manga and compared to the anime, did it keep its essence? Do you think it is, or do you think it's far off, or do you think it's gonna just slowly, basically do what Cowboy Bebop did, basically, even though there's gonna be season 2? Again, I do read my comments, all my comments when I get notified, of course, and I do respond to them when they warrant a response. Specifically for videos, not for shorts. Sorry, I don't respond to shorts. I respond to the videos themselves, long form videos, and my lives. And with that, I'll leave it at that. Please let me know if you like my video, like my content, like my channel, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if, of course, you have subscribed, I thank you for that. But with that, I'll also, as you can see here, basically, you know what, let me just push this down a little bit. You see that, like this is my Netflix, my One Piece shirt. Basically, you know how much of a fan I am with One Piece. I don't have a Naruto t-shirt, unfortunately, but I would love to get one. This one I've actually had for quite a while, actually, quite honestly. I think this happened right just around the Don Flamingo saga, basically. The whole arc with what's his name now? The more popular Trafalgar Law, more than anything else. I mean, but I think it's more of a case of like this happened. I got this t-shirt around the Dressrosa arc more than anything else, because like that was pretty big. And when I went to Japan, the One Piece Tower at the time, they only had up to basically the Dressrosa arc at that point. And Don Flamingo basically as the main character. It'll be interesting to see if I were to go there again to see now, would it be Kaido or would it be someone else at this point? But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and of course, unrehearsed. Until next time.